The weather conditions in Scotland were just absolutely fabulous, and they were still exceeding all expectations. It was absolutely brilliant, and I was headed to Glencoe and looking to camp high on one of my favourite mountains, and I had another matter to attend to, which I was waiting for the perfect conditions to do, and this was the time to do it. So with the bagpipes playing me off, I set off on my adventure, and it seemed an appropriate way to start this journey. Whew. So here I am, and I'm in the wonderful Glencoe. It's beautiful, it's really nice. I've left quite late because I'm hoping to do a summit camp. In fact, I'm hoping to do a summit camp on top of, I don't know if you'll make it out, that mountain up there, Stobcoir and Lochan. And yeah, sunset's probably about 10:30 tonight, so I'm just ambling my way up, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The weather, this good weather in Scotland this summer, even if it rains for the rest of the summer, the weather we've had so far has just been, you know, it surpasses a lot of summers we've had in Scotland. So anyway, I've driven up. I was quite apprehensive because the last time we were up here, we were aiming to come up here and do a climb on the east face of Annachadoo, which is just over my shoulder, that big cliff face there. And it was so busy we couldn't get parked, so we had to go to a plan B and head round to Glen Nevis, and almost never got parked there. So I was a bit nervous coming up in the afternoon today, and but luckily I got the last spot. I think there's a reason I usually get up at about 4 o'clock in the morning. It's not just to catch the sunrise, but it's to get car parking spots. So anyway, weather's good, it's a bit hot. I'm really just taking my time going up here and looking forward to getting a pitch on the mountain. So I'm at the point that I call Crampon Rock, because in the winter it's usually here we get the crampons on before heading up into the quarry, but never really noticed the waterfall. It's usually covered in snow and is iced up, but look at that. I don't know if you'll make it out in the camera, but lovely gorge and waterfall coming down there. Absolutely glorious. So there's going to be plenty of water for me to top up on the Lochan. So I'm going to head up there, fill up with water, and then it's a final push to the summit. What a day, it's absolutely glorious. So I am now in the quarry, and there's the famous cliffs behind me, you can see them all. Lots of famous winter routes up there. Usually in the winter this place is thronging with winter climbers. It's a fantastic venue. So anyway, before I came out, before I decided on coming up this hill, one of the pieces of research I did was to make sure there was a water source, or find out where the nearest water source was to my camping spot. Now I'm going up to the summit, and often when you go to the summits there's not much water up there, so the nearest one is in the quarry here. I can hear running water down below me, so I'm going to go down there and stop and fill up my platypus and water bottle to make it even heavier for hiking up. And then once I've done that, I'm going to be heading up in a anti-clockwise direction up and round the top of these cliffs, and hopefully camping on the summit there. So let's go. So I headed over and found the water supply, and it was good. It was running water. I never liked taking water from pools which are stagnant, and I tell you what, getting that backpack off was was a relief. So yeah, got the water filled up, and I drank quite a bit there as well, and made sure I filled up all my empty bottles and platypuses, so I was well stocked for the evening ahead. So water stocks replenished, I got the old backpack back on, which was now a lot heavier, and set him away. And before long it became apparent that I'd chosen the right place to fill up, because a lot of the lochans had actually run dry in this in this Scottish weather. Not something that happens very often. So I soon found myself on the rim of the corrie above the cliffs, and the views were just fantastic. It was absolutely glorious. So I decided it was time to stop for a picnic, and found a spot, got that backpack off, and sat down and relaxed. It's 5:10. I think everyone's off the hill now. I've met a few couples going down and what have you, so yeah, I think I'm the last person up here, which is lovely. There's just enough of a breeze to keep the midgie at bay, but I did stop and put some midge repellent on, so hopefully I'll keep the little biting blighters at bay. But yeah, so I'm about 200 metres vertically still to go. You can see the summit over my shoulder there, but I shall span round now, and you can see why I've picked this spot for a picnic, because the views are just absolutely stunning. Look at that, you can see right down past Glencoe village, and there's the hills of Ballachulish, and if I scan round you can see out to Ardgour. But over here it's the Anahegic Ridge, which is dominating the view, with the moors and Ben Nevis behind, but absolutely fabulous. So yeah, I'm going to sit here for another wee while, I think, just soak it in. There's no rush. I've still got probably about 5 hours until sunset, so yeah, just absolutely wonderful. So after my leisurely picnic, I decided I really needed to get cracked on. I did still have a few 100 metres of ascent, and headed on towards the summit. So I'm not far from the summit. It's just there, but I don't know if you can make it out. It's very, very rocky, and I've been up here loads, but I'd say 90% of those times, maybe 95% of those times, it's been a good covering of snow, so I have no idea whether there's any spots on the summit to pitch the tent. So it might be that I might have to move on. I remember doing this in Torridon once, and I spent ages finding just a small area of grass to pitch my tent, but fingers crossed. We'll see if there's something up there that is flat enough for a wee one-man tent, but this is glorious. So before long I was reaching the rocky summit of Stobcoiern and Lochan, and to be honest with you, it wasn't looking good at this point. However, just on the other side of the summit I found a lovely small patch of grass which was just big enough for my one-man tent, and I set about getting my camp set up and ready for the night ahead. There's a few midge out now, but that's just because I'm on the shelter side of the hill. You see my pitch there? It was just a perfect area of grass. I was getting quite worried. This is the first grass I've seen since getting on to the quarry rim. So I'm quite pleased with that, and it's a lovely pitch. You can see behind it, you've got the Annahegic and the Moors, and then over to the Ben and beyond, and you know, things are looking good for sunset tonight, but I've still think I've got about 3 hours till sunset. So what I'm planning on doing is the hill over here, which you might be able to pick out, is actually called Bidjan Nambian, and it's the highest hill in Argyll, and it's only about 30 metres higher than this, but I'll have to drop maybe, I don't know how far, a couple of hundred metres maybe, to go back up to it. So I'm going to take a donder over there. I'm just going to take my GoPro, no drone, no camera, just my drone and my phone. So yeah, I'm going to head over there and see what the views are like, and then I'll come back, make my tea, and enjoy this fantastic place. Look at this. Whoa! Absolutely perfect. Right, back in a wee while. Feeling a bit puggled. Absolutely knackered. That's where I've come from, that's where my tent is. And we'll spin round. There's a summit. Just about there. Just about there. Whew. At least I don't have a big heavy pack on. Oh man. Top of Argyll. Outstanding. So this is Bidjan Nambian, and it's the highest point in Argyll and Butte. And what a viewpoint. You can see back to my hill with the tents on and the usual views. It's just, you might not make it out on the GoPro, but it's absolutely fantastic. And out to sea down to Mull and down Loch Etive, Glen Etive down there. Oh, there's a sheep. Pooed myself there. So absolutely stunning. So maybe stay here for a minute or two and then head back and get some tea. So that's taken me, I left about half an hour say. Half an hour to get here, so that's not bad. Just take my time and I don't have to pack on, which is good. So yeah, I'm going to sit, get my breath back and head back over. What a place though. So after soaking in the views on the top of Bidjan, it was time to head back, and I dropped back down to the call and then all the way back up to Stobcorn and Loch into my tent. Yeah, I was a little bit tired, shall we say. There's my home for the night. Oh, I'm pooped. Oh man. So that's me just back from my wee hike over to Bidjan, which is over there. And it took me about an hour there and back. And I won't lie, I'm absolutely pooped. Absolutely knackered. So I'm going to go and get some tea on. It's about 8:15. I'm going to get some tea to give me some energy, and then I'm going to set the tripod up and get some pictures. I'm not sure what I'm going to shoot because there's just so much, and if you look, I'll spin you around. It's absolutely glorious, but there's no clouds on the horizon for a change, or I don't think there is. And it might mean that this cloud up above me, this high level cloud, might go a nice colour. So it's just glorious. So anyway, I'm going to shut up. I need to get my tea on and get the camera set up. So yeah, off to do that. So I found myself a suitable seat, and I think you can agree it wasn't a bad spot to to have my tea. It was an absolutely glorious view, and I just sat there and really just enjoyed the views. Absolutely brilliant. So this is just absolutely stunning tonight. It's one of those days. It's been warm, really warm, but usually when you get these days in the summer, you get really kind of the visibility isn't great. You often get a haze, but today it is crystal clear. I mean, I can literally, from where I'm sat, I can see Schiehallion clear as a bell. I can see down to the Lors Range, Benmore, Stubinian, the Crean Larrick Hills behind the camera, and all the way around. I mean, Starav's just next to us in Cruachan, but you can see way beyond that, down to Mull. You can see Rum, you can see Skye, the Ben. It's a great, great day. And you know what? There's a wee breeze up here, but it's still warm. There's no midges. This is just almost perfect wild camping conditions. So I'm pitched just on about the only bit of grass you can get. The tent sat down there. I'll put a wee picture up just now. But if you're coming up here by yourself and you've only got a one-man tent, then perfect. There's that space just to the east of the summit, literally just off the summit you'll find it, but there's not really any more space. So if you're watching this and you're thinking you and your pals should come up for a wild camp, just be wary. There's not many flat pieces, well, there's not many pieces of grass at all, to be honest with you. It's very rocky, so fine for just a one-man tent, but I got lucky there. As I said, I've been up here lots, but not when there's not been loads of snow on the ground, so I was kind of gambling on whether I would find somewhere to pitch my tent. So anyway, I'm going to go and scope out some shots now. The sun's starting to lower to the west, and I've just got a feeling there's some nice high level cloud, and at the moment there's nothing. There doesn't seem to be anything on the horizon, which means it might turn the sky a lovely colour. So we can but hope. Time will tell. So anyway, I'm going to shut up and I'm going to take some pictures. So another reason I came up here was, I don't know if you saw the video I posted a few months ago by the time I put this out, but yeah, my mum passed away recently, and before she went she wrote me a letter, and I said, and I wanted to keep it for a moment like today, camping at the top of the mountain, watching the sunset. So yeah, I'm not a very spiritual person, but there's been something about today which has just been it's been a bit special, and knowing, you know, I've got this letter has been on the back of my mind, so maybe that's why today's been a bit emotional. And so yeah, I'm going to read the letter and say goodbye, put a lid on things, and go to bed, and then wake up and watch the sunrise. Hopefully it'll be a nice sunrise. So for this evening, over and out.